Hey, Michael.
Can you hear me?
I can.
More importantly, you can. I don't have the I don't have the other class tonight.
You don't have the what?
Project management, the MBA class.
Yeah. Henry.
Hello.
Henry.
How's it going?
It's going.
So that boat is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, we just discovered on our stern, which is the back of the boat, we just discovered that a couple more of the planks we're replacing have rot in them, so we just tore them off and are about to throw a bunch more on. So we're just prepping it for now, but we're kind of working around the clock at the moment. So, because our first sail of the season is in 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
So what kind of sailing do you do?
We're a public-private charter yacht, so we go around the San Juan Islands and the Strait of Juan de Fuca, and into Canadian waters too.
Beautiful. Hey, Heather.
Hi, how are you?
Ooh,
I heard that.
somebody's got an echo. Hey, Cam. Let's see who else shows up. There's that comfy couch again, Heather.
I know. I love it. It's where I get all my homework done.
Hey, Megan. Megan. Here you are.
Hi.
There's Ralph. Like it might be a full house tonight.
Yay. Looking like it.
We're all here to get all the answers.
I'm hoping you brought the questions. Hey, Josh.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Josh is usually the last one to show up. Hey, Ralph, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, good. Just checking. We'll wait one more minute. Lisa, are you sitting on the floor?
No,
Oh, okay. You look really low.
no, my bed's just really high.
Okay, well, we may as well get started. I expect you're all here tonight because you want to hear about the exam.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The exam is going to be 30 multiple choice questions. Much like the ones last semester, if you were in my class last semester. There's also a little extra credit question. If you answer the question, you'll get the credit. The exam covers the first 4 topics on the course outline, and that corresponds to the first 7 modules. But some of the modules are more important than others. I don't know if there are any questions about surplus. And the reason why is because we're going to be talking about that later in specific contexts, rather than talking about it in the abstract. So it is important, but we'll spend more time on that later. All right. The exam is about a third supply and demand, about a quarter economic thinking and choice in a world of scarcity. That's the really introductory material. And about quarter to a third on utility. And the remainder, which is not very much, is government action, elasticity, and supply.
Okay.
Can you say that last one?
So, I'm sorry?
Can you say the last one again?
Yeah, it's the rest.
Oh, okay.
So it would be government action, elasticity, and maybe surplus. I don't think I put any questions of surplus on there. So we've talked about most of these things except for utility. So if you have questions about utility, tonight would be a good time to bring them up.
Are there going to be like midpoint formula? Like, are there going to be number questions on there?
I would say no. There is one elasticity question that has numbers in it, but it's simple numbers.
Okay.
There is a supply and demand problem like homework 4, where you have to work through the parts. One curve shifts, the other curve shifts, they both shift. So you need to be able to figure that out.
So it's
Michael made a good point, you guys. Please mute your mics if you're not talking.
So it's more like conceptual stuff on utility and elasticity.
Yes.
Not, okay.
Well, no, not exactly, because the utility, there is a big utility problem as well, where I ask you to figure out the consumer equilibrium. So you're going to need to figure out, how many widgets and how many sprockets will maximize your utility given the budget and given the prices that you have. So that's the one problem where there's going to be some math. Really, it's not high-powered math, just basic stuff. Okay. So you'll have 24 hours to do the exam. You'll have an hour to do the exam itself. Once you start, you've got 60 minutes. Most people get done in plenty of time. The exam goes live midnight on Thursday, and it closes midnight on Friday. So it's the same deal as last semester. So what other things can I explain? Kim, you usually have questions.
I think you answered them all. I don't think I have anything tonight.
Okay.
I've got one for you, sir.
Sure.
One of the questions regarding sunk cost, it's the test, the check your knowledge test, and it's about the building the electrical building the power company.
Okay.
And so what should be the correct answer is not there, and I apologize that I don't have it right here in front of me. But also mentioned something about sunk cost was.
I don't think so, but
Okay.
I can definitely check that out.
Well, everybody's talking here.
Yeah. What does the question ask actually? Do you remember that?
It has to do with the sunk cost, and it says, okay, so the decision for the town whether or not they want to build the power company should be based on whether or not they want to spend X amount of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the X amount of dollars. I think $10,000 or $10 million has been spent already.
Right.
What the test module accepts as the correct answer is something like 22 million. Well,
okay.
They've sunk 10, they got to spend 12 more. The answer is
okay.
should not be whether or not they want to spend 12 more.
Right. The thing about sunk costs is they're irrelevant because they're water under the bridge.
Okay.
And so the problem, the way you laid it out, it sounds like 12 million is the right answer. So I will go back and check that. But that's
not in that additional amount. I think what the module accepts as the correct answer is like 22 million. So
okay. What you want to look at always is the marginal costs and the marginal revenues or the marginal benefits. And sunk costs are sunk, so they shouldn't factor in at all.
Correct.
Okay. So
I was just trying to figure out what am I missing here. Because
no, I think you're right. I think you're right. I will. And was that in the second module, the module on choice?
I believe so. Yes, sir. I was looking at it real quick to see if I know I've got a copy of it somewhere.
Yep.
So.
Okay. I will track that down and get it corrected.
I remember the same question from last semester, and I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
No, not a problem. I just was afraid I had never learned the concept to begin with.
Right. Another question?
I do have one. I thought of
Sure.
one. When we finish all of the questions, is it like the online quiz in that it'll give us a score, or do we wait for you to post scores?
No. It should give you a score. That's a good question, and I have to apologize, but I've never. I'm not a student, so I don't see what the students see. But I believe it gives you the scores your score right away.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then,
it does if it's the same as last time.
Yeah, it is.
and then I guess the next question, which is probably the most important, is where will this quiz appear?
It appears under quizzes. Let me show you. That's a really good question.
Is it through
It's part of
Waymaker?
Waymaker,
It's part of Canvas, yes.
part of Canvas. Okay.
Yeah. So let me
But it's
just
not part of
let me
Waymaker.
pull that up. I just set it up today, and so there's always a chance that I forgot to publish it or something. So let me look, and then I'll share my
And I can
screen
go
with
and
you.
check. I apologize. I haven't looked.
No.
I thought it wasn't
No,
sure.
not at all. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. It's not showing up. Oh, It's showing up for me, and it's under quizzes on the left sidebar, where it says discussion grades, modules, and things like that. If you keep scrolling down, it says quizzes. But I'm going to follow up and check, make sure that that's the way it should be. All right. And I'll do that first thing in the morning, so for sure it'll be up.
Okay, sir, I've got that problem here.
Oh, okay, good. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
All right.
It
So
says
first,
the question reads,
Michael, first. Michael, where is the problem?
okay, it is in the second module, scarcity.
Yep.
Okay, and the way it reads is
Michael, is it a self-check? Or is it a show what you know?
project.
Self-check?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you can read the problem.
After cost overruns of the solar project, and unrecoverable, it was going to cost $12 million more to complete the project. And now society somehow needs to make the rational choice to continue with the project, provided that the additional solar electricity is worth more than, and then you have the choices of 10 million, 22 million, 32 million.
Okay, so what's the additional
That's sunk
cost?
cost,
Michael, what's the additional cost?
either 10 million, 22 million, or 30 million. The additional cost is 12 million, sir.
Okay. So then that should be the right answer.
The right answer would be continue with the project, provided the additional solar electricity would be worth
Is
more
worth
than,
at least 12. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. That's what I wanted to make sure. But see, 12 is not one of the options there.
I know.
Okay. You got 10, 22, and 32. And I was like, I'm missing something.
I know. You're right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Kim, did I answer your question enough
Yes.
about how to find the quiz? Yeah.
Yes. And I went and I looked on Canvas and I don't see quizzes listed yet. So
Yeah.
I'll check again.
I will flick the switch that will make it appear.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You said like we have an hour to take the exam. That should like give us plenty of time, right?
Plenty of time. Most people take about 30 minutes.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I'm really slow at taking tests, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, if it's going to take longer, you know, when do you think you might take the exam? Do you know?
Oh, probably like 3 in the afternoon once I get home from school.
Fine. So if you find out that you're running short of time, just shoot me an email and I'll give you a little more time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Other questions?
I couldn't really hear you when you were talking about the question on utility earlier. At the beginning, you were saying
Lisa?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you ask? What about
you were describing the question on utility that you said would have a
Right.
lot of math, but I couldn't hear all of it.
So there is a large problem, like the big supply and demand problem, but on consumer equilibrium. And so what you need to do is it gives you the utility numbers and it tells you how much your budget is. And it tells you what the price of each product is. And then you need to figure out the consumer equilibrium, which is to say the combination of goods that will maximize your utility. Okay, so you just sort of do it a step at a time and work through it. And if you do the math right, you should end up with no money left over. That's always the way these problems are supposed to work. Okay, and so then I'll ask you things like, what should you buy first? How many pizzas should you end up with? And things like that. So it's a couple of parts, basically.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I have a question for you, sir.
Sure.
The items that we've submitted, the assignments,
Yes.
can we see a grade somewhere?
Yeah. If you send me an email, I will send you all your grades back.
All right, great.
Where can we watch the YouTube video, like the recording of the Google Hangouts?
The easiest way is to go to my YouTube channel,
Okay,
and it'll be the most recent one.
okay.
That reminds me, so last semester on a couple of like the more difficult topics, like later in the semester, underneath the topics, you had posted videos of lectures that you had.
That's right.
I'm kind of struggling with utility a little bit, and I'll go back over it for the test, obviously. But I wondered if there were any lectures that you had on your YouTube channel.
Unfortunately, I don't.
Okay.
But what we could do is you could set up an individual hangout with me, say tomorrow, and I could work through a problem with you. I could show you how to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna go back through it again one more time because I had only like read it at one, like read through
Yep.
the chapter, and so I kind of want to work through some problems myself, and then I'll let you know if I have some trouble.
Yep. Sounds good.
I would ask that you tweet out the URL if you're going to do that, if we could join. Is that possible?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay, say that again. Michael, I me.
But if, just like you do for the Hangouts,
Anybody get
we
that?
could listen in on that.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
As far as times go, later in the afternoon tomorrow is probably going to be best for me. I have a couple of appointments, one in the morning and one at 12 to 2, I think it is. Hey, Haley.
Hey there. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Great.
Do you have any questions? Questions about these?
Yeah, this is actually going to be kind of embarrassing, but I have yet to figure out how to get access to the readings. And so I was wondering what the password was for that. I tried to look on the posts that you had put
The
up.
reading tab, you mean?
Yeah.
You don't mean the Waymaker modules?
No. Yeah, the actual.
Yeah. I will send you, let's see, since these are broadcast, these videos, I don't want to just say it. Let me send you an email right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm a little behind on that.
All right, I just sent it to you.
Thank you so much.
You went without. Anybody have other questions?
Are there going to be any questions on the test about that first reading, the Hartford undercover?
Yeah, I think there's one.
Okay.
It's not very hard.
Just wondering.
I have one for you, sir.
Sure.
Are there any current news items that we might want to pay particular attention to?
No,
such
they're
as
not.
Who won the Nobel laureate?
The topics that we're on when we start talking about monopoly power and things like that, but not now. Anybody else? All right. Well, I'm willing to call it a night. I will be available tomorrow, so feel free to shoot me an email if you have a question. And if you want to, Megan, if you want to set up a Hangout, just let me know, and we can do that. And until then, I guess I'll see you soon.